God, we're real noisy with our our takeaway coffees.
Yeah, they're very slurpy.
Slurpy.
Alright, here we go.
Fun.
Oh, this is a show that we made for your mom and your dad and your aunties too. So grab yourself a coffee, it's a crack of dawn, and strap yourself in for a Heaps good morning. It's another Heaps Good Sunday morning, and yet again we're here to delight and entertain.
But not really inform.
No. Yay, woo.
It's just been so full on.
Yeah.
Sex Pause 2017.
Yeah.
And we're just, we're burnt out.
We are. So we're just talking.
Yeah, casual catch up. We've had a lot of stuff happen in the past month that we've not been able to address. Well, we don't really need to address it, but we thought we'd just give you a little sneak peek into our personal life.
Extravagant lives.
They've been pandemonium. It's been a lot. I brought snacks.
Yeah, and coffee.
And we even did takeaway coffees. This isn't a plug. We're not sponsored.
No, not at all. I'll try to keep the
I'm not going to try. If you live in South Australia, you know what they are. We couldn't even be fussed to make our own coffee.
No.
I didn't even shower. I mean, that's no big surprise.
Oh, no, I haven't showered for
about
a week.
50% of these have it. Ew. Again, I reiterate, you're so crusty.
I know.
So, yeah. So what have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
We've got our lists here, so we don't
Just checking
stray.
on the lists.
I put things on his list because he was like, oh, and so I was like, yes, you do. And I put stuff on there.
Yeah. Yeah, so, got a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
That kind of happened.
Kind of. He makes it sound like they just stumbled and found their unicorn, but that's not really what happened. There was interviews and
Lots of Tinder.
processes.
Lots of Tinder.
I'm so glad I'm not single.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at selfies or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I prefer selfies where I'm like, like just being an idiot.
Well, this is the. I appreciate those types of selfies.
They're the only kind of selfie I take, unless Robin specifically requests a sexual selfie, and then I have to work on lighting, and oh god, it's so stressful.
Well, I had our girlfriend she's quite young, and she's she's really been showing me the last few days how young she is, hanging around our kitchen trying to take photos of herself.
It's so funny. Is she? Oh, she pout. Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Pout.
I think it is.
The duck lips thing.
Yeah, I believe it's French. It used to be, and it's called the mew.
The mew.
The mew.
Is it because it makes you mouth go mew?
I assume so.
So you've got a new lady friend. You now have a new lady friend. You're now officially a throuple. I don't really know what this crusty stuff is in the corner of my mouth. Sorry. Hopefully the camera's not picking it up. Well, while you've been busy, getting accustomed to throuple life, I've been really super sick. Like
Constantly.
I've been sick since April. A lot of you don't know, but I'm immunocompromised. I've got a disease that affects my immune system, so this time of year is always pretty hard on me, but man.
4 months of hell.
This year, has it been 4 months? April, May, June, July, August, almost 5.
Almost 5 months.
It's 5 months. It's been running cyclically, so I'll be good for a couple of weeks, and then I'll just be deathbed for a week, and then good for a couple of weeks, and deathbed for a couple of weeks, and for the first time since when I was younger, I used to get heaps of chest infections and stuff, probably because of my lifestyle. But I've been good for 20 years, 15 years or so. I used to get pneumonia fairly frequently. But I got my first chest infection as a late 30s adult. And it was frustrating because people would say things like, I even went on a rant on Facebook about it because people were like, oh, you've been sick a lot this year, or, oh, you should really take care of yourself. Mate, I am the most taking care of myself motherfucker there is. We eat healthy. We take probiotics. We sleep. I slug water. I am the healthiest fat chick you'll ever meet because I'm immunocompromised. I have to. But it's just been... that was for emphasis. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't for emphasis because I feel, in comparison to how I felt for the past month or whatever, I feel a million times better. But I'm still super congested, still a bit hacky. It's just been horrible. And you put on top of that planning 2 weddings.
Crazy. That's just
crazy. Oh, mate. And it's creeping near. We leave Australia in 4 weeks, or 4.5, 5 weeks or something. So I'm just...
So we're cramming in episodes so when you go away that there's enough episodes to keep everything going.
Yeah, on top of being sick, on top of Robin being really sick, on top of the great plumbing fiasco of 2017.
Oh, you had lots of fun with your plumbing, didn't you? Got a nice gaping hole in your wall?
My kitchen wall. Not just like an internal wall, like you open up the rubbish cupboard, you know, the one under the sink. You can see straight out to the back porch. I mean, it's only little, but still. And I don't know if I'm going to fix it before we go away. I don't know if I have time to fix that. So it just proves how oblivious Robin and I are, though, because I heard this like kind of noise in the kitchen, and we don't have gas at home.
Yeah.
Which we're doing that when we do the kitchen rentals when we come back. But I was like, what does that sound? It sounds kind of like hissing water or whatever. But because of my hours, like for a few days, it was over the weekend, so weekends are pandemonium for me as well because, you know, I work like 36 hours over a weekend. I just kind of ignored it for a couple of days. And then finally, like I had this niggly thought, I was like, if that is water, that's, you know, there's no water in the kitchen or whatever. So eventually I was like, I need to like proper investigate this because there was no water in my kitchen and no water at the back porch because, you know, it looks over he knows my kitchen looks over the pergola. But after a couple of days, the brick looked a bit darker there and I was like, shit. That is like in between.
So it wasn't just on a whim. You had some kind of idea.
Yeah, and then I was like, so my water's essentially been running for 3 days.
Your water bill's going to be great.
If it's anything like the electric bill, then we're like in the poorhouse.
Thank you, South Australia.
Anyway, I'm not even getting started on that. But yeah, so then so I said to Robin, we need to find this out one night at like 9 o'clock as all of my brilliant ideas come to me and, you know, once the sun is set. So we need to suss this out. So I pulled out the rubbish bin and I went to just kind of like feel if the wall was cold because it's winter here.
Yeah.
And the wall at the back of my cupboard was like Scary Movie and I was like, give me my hammer. And I just knocked it all out and sure enough, it was visible. You could see where the hole was. It's pissing water everywhere.
Yep.
It smelled quite damp and dank and I was like, shit. So I called Heaps of plumbers, and then finally got a hold of one. I called him, I waited until like the appropriate hour, which to me was like 7. Just started messaging. I like to use private people, so I went on Gumtree.
Yep.
Found a fantastic plumber. We'll give a shameless plug here. Here's his number and his name. If you're in the north, he's great, lovely. I messaged him at like 7, he messaged me at 7:30. He gave me a quote, and he came out. The damage was a lot more severe than he thought. Had to replace a bunch of copper piping, blah, 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 blah. And he stuck to the high end of the original quote. Because he said, oh, I gave you the quote, blah, blah, blah. So he's great. So if you need a plumber in the north, he's fantastic. I think it costs us, a couple $100 or whatever.
Oh, that's all right.
For the copper piping and all that, yeah. So anyway, he was great. So there's that. That happened. So that was part of the past month of chaos. And you work into that, the pure like fortnight of partying for Robin's 40th. Family in town, then a separate party for the friends. Well, not really a party, but like a little... It wasn't a party. We had a couple people over, had some cake. We didn't want a big party.
Cake.
No, it was proper cake. Proper cake. Actually, Robin's had like 47 cakes this year for her birthday.
Is that one for every year? I'm sorry, Robin. I'm sorry.
Stop it.
She's looking lovely for her age.
She does. People always tell me how young she looks for her age. I'm always like, what's that say about me? Like, do I not look young for my age? Do I look like I'm cradle rolling?
See, that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to put it politely and saying, you're looking a bit weathered. Maybe you should do something about that.
Take it easy.
I'd like to propose a question in regards to... Now, I was coming into the laundry the other day.
Whose hairbrush is that?
I don't know.
Looks like
some random
It's got
kids.
little like... It's the fringe brush.
So, I was coming into the laundry the other day and I realised that I really badly had to fart. Mm-hmm. And not thinking the fact that I had never farted in front of our girlfriend Emily before. Mm. And so I farted.
Yeah, as you do.
As you do, yeah. She was a little bit shocked.
Was she behind you?
Oh, no, she was in front of me.
Okay, because that's just we call that the good old-fashioned crop dust.
Crop dust, I love it!
I like to do that on an escalator.
Yeah, good.
Going up.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's a good one.
So she was shocked. I got shocked because I then realised, hey, I have not done this in front of
Did
you
you
before.
at least say pardon me?
No, because I think we were both too shocked, and I kind of ran and hid. Yeah.
That would have been a sight to see, a giant Ziggy running through the house. Shame job because he farted.
So my thing is, how long should you wait before farting in front of a partner?
Well, that's actually a bit of a funny thing in our house because, as you know, Robin has IBS.
Yeah.
So she will fart in front of the Pope. She'll fart in front of the Pope.
Yeah.
She does not give a shit. There are some things, she's so anal retentive about some stuff, but then other stuff,
shit.
she has before, she wrote a song about it. But she will just fart willy-nilly anywhere. And when she farts at home and there's nobody else there, she doesn't even say anything. So I'll just be sitting there, mouth breathing probably, because I've been so sick. And I'll just be like, did you fart? And she'll be like, oh yeah, sorry. I'm like, just a little acknowledgement, little heads up, little, hey, close your mouth. Or something, you know? Like, but no, we've been together for a long time, 7 years or whatever, and I don't fart in front of her.
Yeah.
As a rule.
You don't, just at
No,
all.
she's never, well, look, she's never heard me fart up until a couple of weeks ago. We were mid-birthday bender, and I had a tummy ache, and I couldn't be bothered getting out of the bed. It was Recovery Sunday, and I just had to let her rip. And I just on average don't fart a lot during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not my general, I'm a burper.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
feel like most of my gas is expelled belching. But I'm just not farty. Like, I really just don't do it. People always go, oh, you farted. No, you gotta get rid of the gas somehow. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm asleep. I don't know. But she swears up and down she's never heard me fart until last week or the weekend before. Recovery Sunday. I was like, oh, I'm in a horrible tummy ache. And she was like, oh, take this, take that. She's like, maybe you need to give a little fart. And I was like, no, I don't need to give a little fart. You know better than that. So I like crept off to the bathroom a couple of times, tried to have a poo, whatever. Wasn't happening. You know how Recovery Sundays go. It's either all or nothing with a poo or nothing.
That tar shit.
So then I laid back down after getting up several times, and I was like, that's it. Just f it. I'm going to do it. And I, like I was telling you earlier, let out the biggest, most trombone, earth-shattering fart. And she was like really impressed. And she
Yeah.
thought it was great and hysterical. I was momentarily horrified, but I was like, oh, my guts feel better.
See, I would have gone whole hog. I would have just been like, Dutch oven.
Nah, I
No?
can't do it. Nah. Because then I was like, blankets down. I was like, I'm sorry, it might stink. And she says it didn't. So after Recovery Sunday was over, we went back to no farting, and we never spoke of it again. But
yeah.
there was several farts on that day, and I was by the end of it, I was having a real crack up. I'd be like, rah! But then yeah, after that, the need to fart incessantly went away, and it hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
And
So
I would like to think we've gone back to no farting for me.
So I'm just going to go out there and say you're a bit odd. So from you normal people, how long?
Yeah, how long do you go?
Yeah, let us know.
So are you still farting in front of Emily, or
No.
that was it? Once off.
Yeah, I realised what I had done, and I'm holding them back again.
I think it sets up an environment of fart shame. And now you're like, oh, I can't fart. Because then now she won't feel comfortable farting.
Well, I know she farts in front of Ali, and Ali farts in front of her.
It's a thing. Girls are weird, man.
Girls are weird.
Totally weird. We've done heaps of renos. You saw those when you came to the house today.
Yeah, I love your pickle.
Small renos, yeah. Painted a pickle on the dining room wall. A big pickle. Pickle person. Sir Percival.
That one.
Oh, did you put him in?
Yeah, I'll put
Pop
it
him
in.
in. Sir Percival. Hung a mirror that's been living in the shed for years that Robin and I bought. It's like the only big thing. It is the first big purchase she bought for the house. That was just a decorative thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very expensive mirror, and then it just sat in the shed because we were both too nervous to hang it. But luckily our friend Reese came around. My friend Harley lets me borrow her hubby on occasion to do stuff like that. He came around and hung the mirror. My friend Brad helped me redo all of my local art installation thing. Painted the bench seat, finished the library. I even made little cardboard bleachers and wrapped them in black fabric for my salt and pepper shakers.
Yes, they're very lovely.
That was an intensive project.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. And now I'm all out of hot glue. Now I've got to get some more hot glue sticks.
Dama!
I know. So I've done heaps of stuff like that. Went and saw my dressmaker, and he did the I don't really know what it's called. I'm not like a seamstress or anything, but you know where they make the fake version of your dress out of like a muslin? No, it's out of muslin, and it gets all the measurements and stuff right. So the New Orleans wedding dress is underway, and a bridesmaid dress that I have to have for my friend Marlena's wedding. So those two are being done. I just did that yesterday, 4 weeks out. That's about it.
Yeah.
Spending lots of time with my friend Cream Puff.
Your friends have very interesting names.
Nicknames. A lot of
Yeah.
them are derby names.
Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense.
Cream
to me.
Puffs is not.
Okay, well
That's
that
just-
doesn't.
Just what he's called. He might be going away for a bit. Might be going to travel with work. So yeah, I think we get the final word on that tomorrow. So been trying to spend as much time with him as possible. Doing silly things, making bleachers, hanging art. You know.
Yeah, you've resorted out your art wall at home.
Yeah, condensed it to that one wall with
Yeah.
all of the, because all of that's like local artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We have a real problem, Robin and I. We always try to buy art all the time. Always. We buy a lot of art. So we have a lot of art. But I didn't like the aesthetic of it being on like every wall, higgledy-piggledy. So
Yeah.
we've got one wall, kind of an installation thing, photo here. Yeah.
Can we just talk about that photo, which is a picture of, you were telling me about it the other day, the one that was painted with the paint from the Golden Gate Bridge?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I found that really fascinating.
When Robin and I went to San Francisco, 2.5 years ago, we went on a holiday. She had to meet my family and stuff. We'd gotten engaged. But we, instead of just spending all of our time in Texas, which is what we'll be doing this time, we did a really lovely stint in San Francisco, as you do, because we're gays. And then also spent like Christmas and stuff in New York City. And we wanted to get some art and stuff from everywhere we went. So when we were in San Francisco, we were just, I think we were in the Castro district. And we were like trying to find something small, but as you know, luggage is a pain in the ass and you don't want to carry anything rolled up or whatever. So we found this little shop that was all, again, local artists. I bought a ring made out of broken windshield glass.
I think I've seen that one before.
Yeah,
That's
because
cool.
that area in San Francisco has the highest rate of car break-ins, and so a local artist rides her bike to work every day, and so she started picking up the glass and suspending them in resin and making rings and stuff. It's dangerous. It's a very sharp ring. She files the edges down, but it's very sharp.
Yeah.
And in there we found like a graphic artist or whatever, and he does street maps of the different districts and stuff of San Francisco. And I don't know if he worked for like what here would be called the council or something like that, but he somehow got his hands on some of the actual paint they use for the Golden Gate Bridge. And so he's painted them all in that color, which close up it looks almost red, but you know.
I was surprised at how more red than orange that it actually was.
But in photos and stuff it looks super orange. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We've got heaps of stuff from like New York and New Orleans and stuff that we have to frame.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do like a travel wall somewhere. I don't know. But then I'll have to redo my installation. Oh geez, the pressure. So yeah, we've got some cool shit. Actually, we've got a fair whack of cool shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we've been doing that. I've been looking at dumb shit on the internet. Oh, have you?
Speaking of dumb shit on the internet, have you heard of butter dancing before?
Absolutely.
You have.
But only because I live in the rabbit warren that is the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Emily showed it to me the other day, and
Was it the original one? The little Asian of Asian descent?
Yeah.
It's, to Adele?
No, this one was just to drumming, like
Oh, she's
tribal
got
drumming.
several.
Yeah, and she
I
just
think the original one was to Adele.
and she just dances on
A
butter.
huge
and-
slab of butter.
But I was
So she falls a lot.
She falls an awful lot.
And then
But
she just gets up and...
what I was really shocked is it's a 6-minute long video, the one that I was looking at, and just all the people. She finished up and she got up and she, just straightened herself out and walked out, and everyone was like, "Jolly good show, jolly good show." I'm like, what the f-?
Yeah, we, didn't we talk about doing it in a couple of weeks? We'll do an episode called What the F?
Yeah.
Because there's all kinds of weird shit on the internet, and people send me stuff all the time because they know it's kind of my thing. The more peculiar, the better. But yeah, the art world is a bit funny, isn't it?
Just a touch odd.
I'll reserve my opinion. of the art world for the most part, but I will say this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did some my education was in the arts, and some of it, not all of it. And yeah, I don't really think I'm cut out for that kind of like uber hip kind of hobnobbing in the art world.
That's right.
It's just not for me.
The people that go around vaping and thinking that they're uber cool.
Now look. So I'm one of those people that commonly refers to vapors as vape wanks.
We call it VD in this house, vape douches.
Yeah, but that being said, it does serve a purpose in some people's lives, like
mine. I've quit smoking as of today of filming, 17 days. So
he vapes a lot.
I vape an awful lot.
It does smell. You luckily do the ones that are like quite flavorful.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the ones that some people just do, like the nicotine ones that don't have a heavy scent.
Yeah.
And you end up just filling the area in steam that smells like your mouth. And not you, I'm just saying some people. And I don't want to smell the inside of strangers' mouths.
Yeah.
And
some people might like that.
Vapors, just all those vape videos and stuff on the internet, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
However, I'm terrible at vaping. I've tried it. My kid sister started vaping. Her partner vapes. You vape. I've tried everybody's vape. Our friend Kit Kat went through a vaping phase. I don't know if she still does.
Kit Kat. Great names.
Derby. I'm terrible at it. It makes me cough really bad. Apparently I draw too hard on something. I don't know. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
I would actually really enjoy it because I clearly have an oral fixation. I've tried... Well, I quit smoking for many years. I quit socially, as most of you know. I mean, I smoked socially, but I never smoked at home, or I didn't smoke every day.
Yeah.
But with the increase of stress from the weddings and stuff, I started smoking again. And I went on Champex, and it was doing really well, but it made me really sick. It also kind of heightened my insomnia, which I already don't sleep very well. So I did the course of Champex and was doing pretty well, if you'll recall. It made me quite sick, but I've picked it back up again, and that's my secret shame, and I know my parents would be very disappointed. Luckily they don't watch. But yeah, after the weddings I will probably go back to trying to quit smoking, and I might possibly try vaping because it smells nicer. It doesn't stink like cigarettes. Like cigarettes are just skanky.
Yeah, and the smell actually doesn't stick around like tobacco smell does, which is always, delightful when you've got a wife that smokes and comes to bed at night.
Real stinks, yeah, poor Robin. Yeah. Speaking of smoking, though, and the internet, so I hate Facebook. It's no secret. I got off Facebook a couple years ago and just totally deleted it and deleted everybody, and I still stumble upon people that I'm like, why aren't we friends on Facebook? Because I never re-added them when I got back on Facebook. But Robin's had her great epiphany of 2017, and she deleted all social media because she wants to focus on experience, stuff like that. It's not my story to tell, but anyway, she's had a
life to make a little bit more sense now. I'm wondering, she's disappeared.
Yep, she's deleted all of her social media. She is changing she wants to experience things, like she had fallen into that filtered life trap. If you've ever done my positive body image workshop that I facilitate, I'm really big on the filtered life and what is pumped into our oculars all day long, and not really living in the experience and living in the moment, and just documenting it to get accolades on the internet. So anyway, she had fallen into that trap. And so anyway, she deleted everything. But now because of the weddings, I was like, you dick, because now I'm having to manage
everything,
all this stuff,
and
her birthday coming up and all of that. So I'm having to manage things on the internet. So I've stayed on Facebook or whatever. So typically I find on Facebook, I look at it, I scroll through my news feed, I look more at clickbait than I do anything because I love it. I don't know why. I think because it's mindless.
Yeah.
All that, like, what is it, Daily Panda and BuzzFeed and all that shit. I love it. Love that shit. All those stupid videos of exes reunite after 5 years and talk to each other.
Yep.
All that crap. I'll watch it all. But for some reason I follow Channel 9 News. I have no idea why, because
she loves the Packers.
I have strong opinions on who owns the news media in this country, but for some reason that's in my news feed. And this morning, On Channel 9 News, there was a story about this poor 12-year-old who was mauled by this dog, and the dog's going to have to be put down and blah, 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 and I have 2 issues with this story. One, as a long-time bully breed enthusiast, you know, I had pork chop, my English bulldog in the States. I've had what's referred to as, you know, pit bulls in the States. I had Vegas, I had Schultz. Here I've had Betty, who, as you know, is an American bulldog. I love bully breeds. I have Paul, who's an American Staffordshire Bull Terrier. I love the bully breeds. I love meatheads. I love big chunky dogs that can be pushed around. But there is a stigma, and I've always known about the stigma and all of that. However, now people are just lying. Like, they're just flat out lying. So this story, one of my issues with it is, big as day, it says, child mauled by bull mastiff in somewhere, clearly somewhere in Victoria, because it was the, for some reason I follow Channel 9 News Melbourne.
Oh, why not?
Have no idea why that's happened. Anyways, dog mauled by bull mastiff. That's the title.
Child mauled.
Child mauled by bull mastiff. So then, the cover photo of this news story on the, like, actual Channel 9 News, Melbourne, whatever, thing, so it's like a split frame photo, we'll insert it here. It's not a bull mastiff.
No, it's clearly not a bull mastiff.
It is clearly more Labrador than anything. But
I don't see any.
I don't see any bull mastiff in it either.
No.
But not only that, I've taken the liberty of blowing this photo up for you guys. Notice this photo here.
The microphone. Love it.
Channel 9 News. Clearly, you guys are not partiers. And you have no sordid history with illicit street drugs.
No.
But maybe the reason that Labrador snapped is because it has a very serious crystal meth problem.
I think so.
Like, why? Did they not notice that there was a crack pipe? Well, in the States it's not actual crack, so Americans, in Australia, what they refer to as crack is not crack cocaine, it is methamphetamines, whatever you want to call it, ice, gear, you know, meth, uppers, you know, chasing the dragon, anyway, any of that stuff, they call it crack here. That is clearly a crack pipe under that Labrador. Now, I don't mean to make assumptions, but, you know, in all of my crack smoking, I try to keep it away from my dogs. But, like, are you for real, Channel 9 News? Now, I went back to when I was telling Ziggy about the story on the way here today, on the way to the studio. If you actually, I've saved the link because it's cracking me up. But if you get it, if you go to Channel 9 News, it's not on there. The link's not on there anymore. They removed the whole story. But so many people have shared it because it's so ludicrous. And even if you click on the story is still obviously on their website live somewhere. But they've changed the cover photo to yet another photo of that Labrador mix.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more obvious it's not a bull mastiff. So yeah, Channel 9 News, get the program, man.
Yeah.
But how funny, like.
But surely those people would have had to send in those photos.
Well, yeah, and you know.
Without that cracked out, we're not thinking that's a crack pipe.
They would have. I know. And you know, that's the thing. A friend of mine once put some photos up of like her kid's birthday party or whatever, and my kid sister who knew this friend messaged me and was like, "Have you seen the pictures on Bleep's website or Facebook?" And I was like, "Nah, not really. I don't go to individual Facebooks." And she goes, "I'll have a look at them." And I looked at the photo, and it's like the kid there at the table with the cake and whatnot, and the kid's dad who was on parole or something. And on the table, clear as day, is like drug baggies and stuff, like obviously pushed over, like they tried to push them out of the photo. But they didn't get it out of the frame, and I was like, so I messaged her, and I was like, is it? So now it could have just been pot, which we all know I don't, you know, I don't really care if you do drugs at all, actually. I have no problem with drug use. It should be legal because you're only polluting your body, and I think they would find that crime rates would go down if they made it legal.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it wouldn't be against the law. Violent crime, I think. But, like, those people submitted those photos of their beloved dog that's going to have to be put down with a crack pipe in the photo. And it's like plain as day, under his chin on the bed or wherever he's laying. And it's like, you didn't have any other photos of your dog that didn't have drug paraphernalia in it?
And just so you all know, like, you can crop photos after you've taken them, so you don't have to leave them the way they are. Just a little bit of information there.
Were those the only 2 photos you had of your beloved bull staffy? I mean, Bull Mastiff. Like,
Well, they were great pals. They sit around and smoke together.
it's insane. It was actually, I was just like, Channel 9 News last year or so did that huge story on the ice epidemic, and had all those stock photos of drug pipes and stuff like that they flashed on the screen during the ice epidemic story. So nobody in that studio went, oh, that looks familiar. What is that little thing under there? Like,
Well,
what the hell?
over 3 weeks ago, they've forgotten about it.
It's
The
ridiculous.
media train's moved along.
Ridiculous. Anything else on your list?
Went and saw Annabelle.
Was it scary?
Look, it wasn't. I had the girls with me either side of me, so I think they were scared.
Yeah.
And the residual shock came over to me.
Yeah.
So, look, I didn't find it all that scary, but it was a really good movie. And the people in the cinema was what made it.
Yeah.
Because
They're like, don't go in there.
But no, it was a really, really good movie, and if anyone hasn't seen it yet, go and see it because it is worth the watch, definitely.
I'll watch any scary movie, even if it's crap. So, what else is there?
What else is there?
Oh, in the news, they've got that horrible plebiscite thing.
Yeah, let's go down that rabbit hole.
No, we're
Why
not going to, because everybody obviously knows how we feel about it. If you can't assume how we feel, then you don't know us at all. But here's the thing, and we don't typically talk about political stuff. Like, we don't really drone on about it. But
Can we explain quickly what a plebiscite is? Because it took me ages to actually work out what it was.
so essentially, the Australian government has decided that before they'll allow gays to get married, they're going to ask the public how they feel about trying to put forward the law. So
And then they get to make the decision anyway, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's an exponential waste of time and energy, and it's
Money.
insulting because, the lead up to the plebiscite, they'll be, advertising about why being a married gay is bad. And it's just, it's unnecessary. If they just had a vote, then maybe, but I mean, I actually don't even think it should be up to a vote. It's a basic right.
Human right,
I think
yeah.
it shouldn't even be a discussion.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
and that's my crazy eyes because I'm just so over it. However, the fact of the matter is, the plebiscite is going through. It is happening. It's a postal vote. And there's no point trying to fight it because initially it's what they wanted to do anyways. So
Yeah.
they're going to do it. There's nothing we can do about it. So, moving forward, which is how we have to approach things, if you care at all, if you love someone that is gay, whether they're in a partnership or not, if you love anybody that is, that doesn't conform as a cisgendered straight couple or human being that is only straight attracted and cisgendered, if you care about anybody outside of that tiny, tiny title, please just register to vote yes on this plebiscite because, people, there's this whole kind of like mentality of laziness. People will be like, oh, well, of course they deserve the right. And, even if you don't care one way or the other, even if you're not too fussed, even if you live on like a sheep station and you live on a sheep station but you watch our show. Anyway, if you're like way out bush or you're super country and you don't know any gays per se, but you don't really care because it doesn't really affect you, please still register because, non-activity is just the same as voting against it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It will take no time at all, and you don't have to pay the postage. You just have to like tick a box. I don't really know if that's the case. I haven't received my form yet or whatever, but just do it. Do it because
definitely.
inactivity is the same as voting against us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my big political announcement. Just admit defeat with this plebiscite and vote yes, please. Give us the right to vote.
We all hate it. We all think it sucks.
It's dumb, and they're not going to listen either way. They've already made up their minds what they're going to do.
They have, but this is the seed for the future. Just because this government doesn't do it, enough people vote for it. The next government is going to say, "Hey, maybe we should look back into that."
I mean, it's so antiquated. Like so many countries, it's been legal for so long. You look at places like I think Ireland or Scotland. I really apologize to make the comparison between the two. I'm terribly sorry. I know the issue with that. One or the other was one of the first places, and it was like 20 years ago, you know? In Canada, they've recognized gay marriage for a very long time as well. Come on, give it the program.
Yeah, definitely.
It's silly. But I think that's all I have to say with our casual catch-up.
Awesome. So we're at the end of our episode then.
This is the end. Oh, anyway. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Our future is at your laid back little fingertips.
I'm just making them really casual and laid back.
That's just creepy. No reenactments today, nothing. We just had a casual catch off.
Yep, so hope you had a heaps good morning, and we will see you all next week.
Bye!